What's going on, everybody? It's Austin Harlem. If you guys don't know me, I am a world traveler. I've been to 39 cities around the world, and I am on my 20th country, headed to Nicaragua, number 21. Now, my last trip was here where I am right now in Cali, Colombia. Now, Cali, Colombia has some historical background known for the Cali cartel. It was known for being one of the dangerous places, in all of South America, maybe if not the world at one point, just like Medellin, Colombia. And that was 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, 80s and 90s when all that kind of stuff was going on. Is Cali, Colombia safe for visitors from around the world to tour today? In short, I'm going to give you my absolute answer, which is yes. Why do I say yes? I have not experienced any sort of, I haven't even came close to danger while I've been here in Cali, Colombia. Can you wear jewelry in Cali, Colombia? A lot of people will tell you when you come to Colombia, don't wear your watch, don't wear your chain, don't wear your rings, don't wear your earrings, don't wear a lot of stuff, right? Because of the fear that you may be followed home and robbed. That is very true to certain circumstances. If you're staying in the area, the nice area where I'm staying right now, even in Medellin as well, you do not have to worry about somebody following you home the majority of the time, as long as you have awareness of your surroundings. A lot of these people that are traveling, that are getting followed home or robbed, literally just have no sense of awareness and just do the most idiotic things that would get them robbed. Like, Dallas, Texas, where I used to live, it has a high crime rate compared to other smaller cities in the state of Texas. The same precautions you would take in Dallas are the same precautions you need to take worldwide. I've been places with people around the world in bad neighborhoods, and a friend of mine had his arm completely out the window where his elbow was on the outside of the car, and he has his phone filming the one of the worst parts of the city we were in. That is not something you would even do in Dallas, right? It's very common for people to just roll up and snatch your phone in these second and third world countries. Somebody on a motorcycle will just roll up and snatch your phone and keep driving off. That's very common. That's not as common in the States. But if you make a move like that, where you have your arm completely out the window and you have damn near a $2,000 phone in your hand, I'm sorry to tell you this, a crime that is not common will become common. So if it is not common, it's not common for me to be followed home in these countries. I've never been robbed overseas. But when I wear jewelry, I'm wearing something simplistic like my watch. It doesn't have diamonds. I have a gold one and I have a silver one. So yes, you could wear gold in these places. I don't have huge chains. I have a chain that I wear, but it's not a chain that is going to stand out. See, I've been in Medellin and I've been in Cali, and I've seen dudes wear chains that you can see them from a mile away. And you're in a country where there are not everybody, but there's a lot of people that are starving. And yes, in that case, they will follow you home. But I'm telling you guys, when it comes to this safety stuff, in my opinion, it's literally the same precautions you would take. Do you have to worry about girls in Cali, Colombia drugging you if you're going to date here in Cali, Colombia? You have to worry about it in Dallas as well, right? It might not be as common. It might not happen. It might not be a trend like it is in Colombia, but it happens in Dallas. Now, compared to Medellin, yes, in Medellin, I could feel the energy like, okay, you have to be on your P's and Q's big time here. In Cali, Colombia, I would not recommend this, but I feel a lot more comfortable going to the bathroom with a chick I'm on a date with and leaving my drink there. Not that I would do that, because I wouldn't do that anywhere in the world. But I can have a little more trust and let my guard down a little bit more. Now that I'm advising you let your guard down, I'm just giving you guys my perspective. I don't feel like I have to just watch and I have to see if she's has somebody waiting for us at the end of the day. I don't really see that going on too here. Why do I think that? I think because there's not a lot of gringos here. When you have a lot of tourists, when you have a lot of sheep, a lot of wolves come around. When you have very few sheep, maybe you have a few wolves, but Medellin is a place where there's a lot of sheep, with a lot of nice stuff, and you got a shitload of wolves waiting to get them. Cali, Colombia does not have as many tourists as Medellin, so therefore, I think those types of crimes towards tourists are not going to be the issue. Now, if you find yourself on the other side of town where you shouldn't be at anyway, the same way as if you were in Oak Cliff in Dallas, Texas, you will find an issue. Most likely, you will find yourself in an uncomfortable situation. But you can go to those places, but you just got to keep your head on the swivel. You got to keep your head on the swivel, in my opinion, anywhere you go in the world. I don't give a damn if you go to Thailand. You need to be looking around regardless. Crime happens in Thailand. Might not be as much, but it happens in Thailand. So in short, just have some common sense, have some street knowledge before you come to these places. Beggars, you don't really have to worry about that as much as you do in Medellin. They're in Cali. Yes, you do have people that beg you to buy stuff, but it's not like Medellin where it's like, okay, Jesus Christ is, where can we go where they won't beg us for money, or they won't beg us for food, or where they won't beg us for diapers. Now, transportation here in Cali, Colombia. The transportation is going to be your best bet to have cash, in my opinion, and just match the price of the Uber with the cab driver. In my opinion, you don't really have to worry about the taxi drivers kidnapping you like you do in Medellin. It's very common it's not very common, but it's happening a lot where people are catching taxis in Medellin and they're getting extorted and held for ransom, and they're coming up missing and getting robbed. It's all sorts of bad stuff. I don't really see that happening here in Cali. I don't know the statistics, but I'm saying I don't get that sort of energy. I don't get that sort of vibe when I'm here. It's a way safer place than Medellin, in my opinion, for a tourist. On paper, it is more dangerous, I believe, than Medellin. But as a tourist, no. This is just like Salvador Bahia. Like, Salvador Bahia was one of the most dangerous places in all of South America, and especially Brazil. But I never experienced any of that crime while I was there because I did not stay in those areas that had high crime. Usually that crime is concentrated and you have petty crime throughout the city. But back to transportation, carry cash and match the price of the Uber with the taxi driver. Uber works out here. They have Uber and they have other apps that they use. But guys, I would call an Uber, and on average, I would wait about 6 minutes for that Uber to pull up, which doesn't sound like a lot of time, right? But I've been a lot of places in the world like Nairobi, like Medellin, even in other parts of the southern part of South America. You call an Uber, 1 minute, it's outside. It's out there. I would love for somebody to disagree with my experience, but it was not uncommon, and especially during certain times of the day, odd times of the day, not even during rush hour, the Ubers would cancel, new one, cancel, new one, cancel, new one, cancel. 15 minutes goes by, I still haven't gotten an Uber. That's why I say you guys need cash, because there's plenty of taxis all around the city, and you can pretty much match them for that same price. Now, there are other apps you can use here in Cali, Colombia. If you guys would like to know what those apps are, you want to know everything that you need to know about Cali, Colombia, down from my experiences down to the detail of where to go, how to dress, what to expect when you get to these places, everything you need to know that I learned about being in Cali, Colombia while I was here, and combining some of my knowledge from being in Medellin as well. Click this link up here and pick up a travel guide. It's a great way to have a softer landing when you come to places like this, because you have a guide on everything that you should do based off of somebody else that's been there. And I even tell you guys where I found the most beautiful women in this city. Now, let's talk about daily activities in Cali, Colombia. Cali, Colombia is going to be, if you're coming from Medellin, if you're coming from anywhere in Thailand, if you're coming from Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Cali, Colombia is going to be a boring place for you. For me, it's not boring because I live in Asuncion, Paraguay, and it doesn't get too much more boring than that. But I would say this city is for somebody that has a full-time job, but still enjoys good weather, good food, and wants to be able to focus on work and not be distracted. Live in a place that's Thursday to Saturday or Thursday to Sunday. This is that type of place I can tell, because I got here on a Monday and things didn't really start kicking off until that Thursday night. And for me, that's great because I'm a content creator. I'm pretty much doing this, all the work by myself, including AI. And yeah, this is my type of city. But for you first-time travelers, you people that have not been a lot of places, there won't be as much to do. Even outdoor activities like where you can see right here, I went to this place called Tres Cruces, which was a mountain that you had to go through the barrio to get to the top of the mountain. You take a picture, they have a weight set up there, and then you hike back down. They have that, and then I saw that they had like a little trumpet thing, and they have like little stuff you could walk around the city and do. And then they have a sugarcane plantation that I didn't get to make it to. But outside of that, and they have cable cars too, but outside of that in the zoo, you're not really, you can pretty much see the majority of the touristy activities, I believe, in about a week. If you did something every single day for 7 days here, I think you would see everything you need to saw. I mean, there's stuff far off in the distance, like 2 hours away, where you can see some really nice mountain peaks. But comparing this to Santiago, Chile, and Medellin, where you can see the majority of the tourist stuff within a 30-minute drive, most of the time even 15 minutes, I would say that there's not a lot to do. And again, that's why I go back to, if you have a full-time job, you would enjoy a place like this. If you're looking for a girlfriend, you would enjoy a place like this. Speaking of the girlfriends, let's talk about the women. You guys know I love the women. That's really what this channel was built off of, is me talking about women abroad. Compared to Medellin, Medellin has some beautiful women, but we're going to get to that in a minute. Andre Love Crossing Borders, I heard him say that they have Cali curves out here. That is everywhere. There are a lot of beautiful women here, and they're my speed. I love them. Why do I love them? I love them because they're a variety, right? I came from Medellin right before this, and I'm going to tell you like this. If you go to Medellin, it literally looks like if you're talking about beautiful women, there's 3 different looks, and those 3 looks are replicated millions of times throughout the city. So basically, all the beautiful women look like they're related. They just all have different first and last name. Like they're just all cousins with each other. They all look similar to each other. And so when dudes are like, "Oh, there's so many beautiful chicks in here," I'm like, "Yeah, but bro, they all look like we're at a Christmas dinner or something. Like we look at like they don't look much different." When I came here to Cali, Colombia, I noticed you had some ghetto-looking chicks, some ghetto-looking mestiza chicks, some ghetto-looking black chicks, classy-looking black chicks, classy-looking mestiza chicks, slim, thick chicks, ghetto booties. You had everything you need. The faces I have not seen one woman in Cali, Colombia that looked like somebody I saw before here. Everybody looked completely different. And that's what I like. I don't want to go to a place where you only have pepperoni pizza, because then after 2 days, I'm tired of pepperoni pizza. They have a bigger selection of women that you can date here. And that's my type of vibe. I don't know why people are flooding Medellin the way how they do. I guess if your preference is that and you enjoy eating pepperoni pizza every 3 times a day, go ahead. The women here are a lot friendlier. I noticed than they were in Medellin. In Medellin, like I said, it's very flooded with American tourists. So you have a attitude that I notice has been built up whenever you approach women in Medellin. And it seems like it's creeping here a little bit because there are a few tourists from the United States here compared to Medellin. But you could walk up to a chick and be like, "Hey, first of all, when you say hey in Medellin, they would look at you kind of like you're crazy or like you're getting on their nerves just instantly, right? I don't know what everybody's talking about because I can show you guys what I'm talking about. But when you come here, you say hey, they smile, they say hey, they still seem a little bit infatuated with the fact that you're a foreigner. And it's not that they're not used to foreigners, but it still gives you some leverage here. Like, oh, he's different. Versus Medellin, they're like, oh, it's just another gringo. In Medellin, they tell you, oh, no, I don't have Instagram. Oh, no, I don't have Facebook either. Oh, no, I don't have Twitter. Oh, no, I don't have WhatsApp. Really? So you're just off the grid, huh? You just living in your own bubble. If you had a heart attack, I guess you only can use the hotline. I mean, you can't even tell people like, hey, I was in the hospital. You have no connection with the 2024 world is what I'm hearing right now. So you will hear that sometimes here in Cali, like chicks try to play that, I don't have any way for you to contact me or follow me on Instagram, but it's not, I could say that happens like 10% of the time versus Medellin. It seemed like it was like 80 to 90% of the time I was getting rejected with that. And I really feel like it was just because I'm a foreigner and they're tired of seeing foreigners. I think the women are starting to not like foreigners in Medellin. And I think that's why that's why they're targeting you guys, because they're tired of you guys being there. In a place like Cali, I'm not really getting that vibe, but you guys can disagree if you want. They're very welcoming to us here. I could say that. They are mostly in the gym, just like most Latin American countries I've been to: Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Brazil for sure. in Colombia, the gyms are always packed with women. The women all have nice backs, and I'm not talking about their ass. I'm talking about literally like their back. Like you can see that their back is real toned, nice tight waist, nice thighs. You know, they're very well developed because they're all in the gym. They have a nice gym culture here in Cali, Colombia. And I'm in the gym, as you guys can see, I'm wearing a tank top, and I really enjoy being around women that take care of their health very seriously. So I would say the women here do that as well. And they're everywhere. Like I said, they're everywhere. There's not too many places here in Cali, Colombia where you cannot see beautiful women. And it's like that in Medellin too, where you're seeing a lot of beautiful women. But again, to me, they start to not look so beautiful because I was seeing the same looking women everywhere I went. Now, to elaborate and further besides the women, the people in Medellin are very friendly as a whole. It doesn't matter if they were white, mestizo, black, everybody always smiled at me. Nobody seemed like they were irritated because I was a foreigner. I was here. You know, nobody really seemed like they had ill intentions here or just had some sort of trick up their sleeve all the time, like I noticed when I was in Medellin. But I will say this, they do not understand Spanish. And this is not exclusive to Cali. It's also Medellin. I noticed this. For example, I was with a chick yesterday and we were at a restaurant. I ordered sparkling water. Agua con gas, right? There's no other way you can say that. There's no other way you could pronounce con. There's no other way. I mean, you could say gas. I mean, I guess you could say that differently, right? But you would still know that I was saying gas. I told the chick, she asked me what I want to drink. I said, agua con gas. And she just looks at me like I'm crazy, like she's just looking into the black hole. And I said, agua con gas. So I looked at the girl I'm with. She looked at the girl I'm with and asked her, what does he want? And she told her it sounded pretty clear. He's saying agua con gas. She said, oh, agua con gas. And I'm like, do Colombians do that just to like fuck with you? Like, do they do that just to, because I noticed they do that in Medellin, like tarjeta, you want to pay with a card, tarjeta. They looked at me crazy. Tarjeta. Like I've said this thousands of times. I've been in Latin America almost 6 months now, and I pay with card for everything. I know I'm saying it right now. And the girl I was with said, paga con tarjeta. And they're like, oh, so you mean to tell me, because I didn't say paga con, let's switch this to English. If I say card and I do my hand like this, card, anybody in the United States would know if he's standing at a cash register and he does his hand like this and the word card comes out of his mouth, he must want to pay with a card. Do I need to say pay with a card for you to understand that I want to pay with a damn card? Are you serious? So I don't know. It's not a language barrier, because even the Colombian girl that I'm with is wondering why they don't. It must be because I'm a foreigner or something and they just try to fuck with me. I don't know what it is. Let me know what it is. I know somebody try to make up some excuse in the comments and try to make it seem like it's my fault that they don't understand the same words. But yeah, back to the people. The race population is very similar to Salvador. In Salvador, you had a majority black population, but where you will be living at, because the black people in South America are still very heavily oppressed for the most part. So the majority of the poor population will be the blacks. Just is what it is. Not here to debate about it. The majority of Salvador is black, Salvador Bahia. But where you will stay at, like Rio Vermelho, Baja, that area, you're not going to see as many. You'll see us there, but you'll see a lot of whites and a lot of mestizos there. Same thing here in Cali, Colombia. Where I'm staying at, you see black people, but you're not seeing them be the majority, because in order for me to be where they're at, the majority of them are not going to be in the rich areas. It's like that in most of the world where black people were slaves and the white people are still in charge. Just is what it is. Just my observation. Not here to debate about it. The weather here in Cali, Colombia, I noticed is hot during the daytime, and unlike Medellin, at nighttime, it's not cool. At nighttime in Medellin, if you were riding a taxi at 11 o'clock at night and they had the windows down, it wouldn't be uncommon for you to feel like you needed a light jacket or a long sleeve, or, it'd be kind of cool and chilly whenever the wind blows, or even just being out. It would feel chilly sometimes at night. Here in Cali, you can wear shorts at nighttime. It's not cold at all, at least at this time of year, me being here in March, late February, March. It's not cool at all in Cali. Unlike Medellin, it also does not rain a lot at nighttime, or it does not rain at all. From what I've seen, we've had some gloomy days in the week, but I can tell you this: in Medellin, in a week, it can rain 7 times. Like when I first went to Medellin in September, it rained 7 times in 9 days, right? And it wouldn't rain once. It would rain 2 to 3 times in Medellin. I think that was that season because recently when I was in Medellin, I was there 10 days and it only rained 3 times, I think. But here in Cali, it's not rained one time the entire time I've been here. So that's good as well. Not that big of a deal, but just my observation to tell you guys what's going on. Now, the internet here is fast, it's 5G. Most parts of the city have great working internet. No real complaints there. If you're an online worker, you're a digital nomad, this will be a great place for you to work as well. The food is great here. I'm not going to sleep thinking about it. I'm not making YouTube videos about it like I did Tanzania. But it's great. I like it better than Medellin's food. It seems a little better than Medellin. It has more flavor than Medellin's food. But not too much to touch on there. It's just good food here and it's affordable. Unlike Medellin, it's getting a little expensive. Like even if you go outside of Poblado and Pargueras, in a regular, Western style restaurant, or, you're still going to pay $10-15 per meal. And people say, oh, it's a Western style restaurant. Guys, I've been to other places in South America where you can go eat at a Western style restaurant. You could eat at a damn steakhouse for $15. For example, Argentina, like I was eating full meals for $3.50. Meals that would have me full for 5 hours. And these are Western style restaurants in Argentina. So yeah, it's not because it's a Western style restaurant. Now, it's cheaper than Medellin when it comes to cost of living, and I'm going to refer to my Airbnb here. I stay in the tourist zone in a very nice side of town, and the Airbnb I have is pretty big for a 1-bedroom. It's big enough to pretty much say that it's a 2-bedroom, just without 2 bedrooms. This place is so big and homey, it makes me want to actually live in it. Like I could actually unpack my stuff and just stay here for months at a time. And I probably only paid about $250 a week. I'll put the correct number on the screen. But compared to Medellin, I think I'm getting a lot more bang for my buck just because there's not as many tourists. Because if you stayed in the tourist zone of Medellin, you wouldn't, like if you stayed in El Poblado, you would not get this for this price. But we're in the tourist zone here, but since it's not heavily flooded with tourists, you're getting more bang for your buck, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think. Again, in my opinion, Cali, Colombia is safe. It's a great go-to. It's a mid-level travel spot. At first I said it was expert, but the longer I stayed here, it's mid-level because you do need to know Spanish. You won't bump into too many people that know English. You will because you're still in Colombia and there's still a lot of tourists in Colombia as a whole. But you won't be bumping into a lot of English speakers like you would in Medellin. So Medellin is like a soft landing, beginner traveler. Then the next step I would say is Cali. And expert level, I had to travel to another city to see the expert level, but yes, I would give this to a mid-level traveler. If you really enjoyed that information and you found it helpful, do me a huge favor. Give the video a like, subscribe, leave a comment. All that helps with the channel. Share it with somebody that may find this interesting or useful. If you're interested in coming to Cali, make sure you pick up a travel guide. I take time out of my day and I go to these places, you guys, and I make these travel guides and I give you guys juicy information so you guys can have plan when you get to these places. I'm the fall guy. I'm the guy that's going to go there and waste a lot of time and figure everything out. You need to have a plan when you go to these places. So click the link below and get a travel guide for yourself right now. Also, if you want to know about dating in Medellin, you need to sign up for my Patreon. I talk a lot about my dating experience in every city I go to around the world. Sign up for the Patreon and I'll tell you everything you need to know about what I experienced here in Cali, Colombia. I love you guys and I'll see you guys next time.